God, what if you were the nephew of Andy Warhol? Seriously. You know James Warhola, one of the top's garbage pail kid artists, is the nephew of Andy Warhol, the famous pop artist, from the 60s. What if your uncle was one of the greatest artists of all time? You know what? You know what my uncle does? He's a stay-at-home dad. Guys, we're going to look at some new art just in from Andy Warhol's nephew, James Warhola. Don't you guys wish James would just change his last name to Warhol? It's just so annoying. Take the A off. I want to start a campaign. Take the A off. All right, guys, let's dive right in. That's all we're going to be looking at today is what's in this really big box. Not sure why the box is so fucking big. Look how big this thing is. Considering what's inside, it should not be this big. All right. Just cut Warhola in half. Yeah, my uncle is a complete nobody. He's a stay-at-home dad. He's been a stay-at-home dad for like 20 years. I can't imagine having an uncle who's a historical figure, especially in the art world. Dude, if my uncle was James Warhola, Warhola. Andy Warhol's last name is Warhola, was Warhola, but he took the A off. Now, if you've been with me a while, I've opened other Warhola art, and you should know by now that he loves to write. He puts a lot of writing and work into his packaging. Sorry, I can't. This fucking box. Let me get this fucking box out of the way. Ugh! Sorry about that. All right. Anyway. Whoa, guys. Yeah, first of all, beautiful writing. This isn't some clown. You can tell he's educated. Again, his dad is, not his dad. I'm sorry. His uncle is Andy Warhol, the famous pop artist. Looks like we have 2 pages of letters. Holy shit. Oh, that's what I paid. Hold on, let me cover that up. All right, let's take a look inside without further ado. Yeah, I've been using more of this painter's tape in my own life. If you haven't used painter's tape, go out and buy a blue roll of this tape. You'll see it has many uses. It's good for shipping GPK items because it just peels right off. Yeah, I've been using it more. Dude, what a fucking package, though. Okay, first of all, open this box. You saw it, right? A handwritten letter. Scott, I wish it had Warhol's last name on it. But then a price list, all beautifully handwritten. This is not printed at all. Inside, we get to even more writing. It says GPK Conceptual Sketches by Mark Newgarden and Art Spiegelman for finals. So, guys, none of the art in today's package has any color on it. I've been doing deals with James for a while now, and we still have a bunch more to do. We already have them all set up. I'm just trying to get the money together. But now this one though is just pencils. So don't get like too excited. None of them are like finals. Though I do have a lot more coming from him that are. These are all pencils. I wanted to do like not to be mean, but when you're dealing with James, I mean, he's busy. He's just really busy. You got to kind of like help him organize his thoughts. All right, let's take a look. Oh, here's some more stuff. How long did it take him to write all this? Seriously, so far I got 4 pages of beautiful handwritten notes, and this is incredible. Okay, first piece. All right, this was an unused GPK. You might remember there's a kid sitting in a high chair being fed something, and on his head there's like, you know, when you get electrocuted at a prison, you know, like capital punishment. This is the sketch that was given to James to make his art. So this is not by James Warhola. It's either by Mark or Art. Again, this one is not by James Warhola. It's by either Art Spiegelman or Mark Newgarden. And this is a Chase Adams gag. And I did look this up, and I see the gag. This guy was a freaking legendary illustrator. But they borrowed this from, this is after Chas. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Chase or Chas. Okay, here's that one. Now, one thing we're learning really quickly is this was not thought of by James Warhola, was it? He was given this idea. You see this a lot with some of the artists. They're not coming up with all these ideas. So a lot of the ideas came from Mark Newgarden and Art Spiegelman and, Lynn Brown. Okay, so that's what these are. And they didn't spend, they just pulled this, as the story goes, basically they would meet in Mark Newgarden's office and just sit around, and they would just sketch these out real quick. And then they were given to Warhola. Some were given to John Pound, and, And so what we're finding out is, so James Warhola, he didn't think of this one. This is not his concept. It's one of those other guys, right? This is actually an incredible piece. We see it's on Topps letterhead, which also dates it because of the style of the letter. Here we see, what's her face, Wanda, I forget her name, the unicorn character. Again, this, James Warhola did the painting for this, but as we see right here, this isn't his concept. This came from one of the other boys. This is just blank paper. Let's get this out of the way so we can see the other stuff. The good stuff is coming. What is this? I see some writing on this one. Oh, this one is not... I just asked him... excuse me. I just asked James for this one. I just love this character. It's like a cow, like a mama milk cow with the udders. It's such a beautiful card. It's one of James' greatest paintings, in my opinion. I forget who owns it, but and again, this is not by James Warhola, is it? It's probably Mark Newgarden did this little red sketch. So, and I'll get to the bottom of all that later. Here's one that started all this. I had to have all the vampire art. So Vampire is one of my names, like Vandiver. And so every Halloween on GPK Underground, I would change my name to Vampire, which is one of the old GPKs. It's a vampire sucking blood out of an IV. Now, this piece is probably by Mark Newgarden. And this was delivered to James Warhola to start work on this character. So the next piece is by James Warhola. These are the first sketches for Vampire. And I don't have my book here. I've got this one. I don't have my card book handy, or I would show you the card. Hopefully everyone knows who Vampire is. Okay, but anyway. Notice what these are. Let's be honest. This is tracing paper, guys. This is a pencil sketch done within minutes. And isn't it, he looks like Eddie Munster to me. Do you guys think that? I've got some beautiful pencils in the back of this box. They better be here. So let's take a look. So this was like a little concept deal, but then I have some legit pencils. Let's take a look. I'm so excited. Pencil roughs for final GPK art by James Warhola, 86 to 88 in 2003. Again, I'm coming to page after page of handwritten ballpoint pen information, all done by James. I'm just... oh my God. Guys, absolutely stunning. One of my favorite James Warhola pieces. Beautiful, dark. He's really committing here. This isn't some concept bullshit. This is the pencil. This is, I am ready to paint this. This is, I have this design figured out. This is what I want. And you compare this. Sorry to backtrack. And there's more coming, so hang with me, guys. Sorry to backtrack, but look. Look what he was given. James Warhola was given this. He was sent this from Topps. Look. Okay, it looks like something maybe a 6-year-old would draw. Then he had to come up. This is the concept. You know, it's a concept. It is what it is. But then he comes up with this. Right? Then he has to do the even harder thing, which is to paint this. A lot of times, a lot of people don't know this, but James Warhola would paint his Garbage Pail Kids. Not every one of them, but a lot of them were oil paintings. Remember, I was talking, and you can make fun of me, you know, about Zhanghua. Zhanghua painted a lot of her early ones with oil paint. Well, so did James Warhola. James Warhola was the first one to use oil paint in a final GPK rendering. I don't have those, unfortunately, but I've got this. I am absolutely fucking speechless. There's two more. So that's what I meant by I wanted to do a pencil deal with James. I wanted to kind of focus him on getting pencils and concepts because he still has really nice pencils. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. This is the one. This is the one. I can't believe he had this still. Why the fuck didn't y'all pick this up? Where were you? Guys, Justin Timberlake, remember him from All New Series 2? He still had the fucking pencil. Now, this was by Jeff Zapata. Unfortunately, this is not the sketch. It's a fax. But what's cool, you know, about faxes is that they have codes on them. 2003. This is history as well. Even though it's not a piece of art per se, it's the original fax. And so now we're learning something. Oh, so James Warhola had a fax machine, right? And Topps would fax him the concept art. Now you look at what Zapata, not to, you know. This is what James Warhola had to go off of. Okay, so it's going to be a close-up, sort of like a Peg Leg Greg, but a close-up, like a modern, you know, with all new series, they wanted to go more modern. These people had been doing GPK art since the 80s. Now it's 2003, 2004. People change. They didn't want to do the same old shit. So they were trying to steer the artists a different direction because people were changing. Artists were changing. They were developing. The style of illustration had changed as well. Let's take a look. This is James Warhola. Oh, sorry, we came to another page. I just can't get over this man sitting here and writing all this out. The pencil for... I know a lot of you don't know or care about GPK history. This is the first modern GPK. If you go back and look at All New Series 1, there was some new art in there, but it was still basically OS 16. So when they started All New Series 2, it was all new art. That's when they really pushed to do a different style. And you had a couple of new artists in there. This was the poster boy to push the new aesthetic of Garbage Pail Kids. This was the one that went on all the posters, on the box art. This was the one to show this is where we're going next. We're leaving all this behind. We gave you OS 16 and All New Series 1, you know, the best they could. You know, not perfectly. But this is the one. This is legit history. This is not only that, and I don't know about you, but I like this pencil better than the painting. I think the painting has issues. There's something about the smoothness of it I've never liked. The shading is really light. The colors are a little basic. I'm not sure Warhola was, you know, I felt like he was kind of rusty in, you know, getting the Garbage Pail Kid aesthetic back figured out. But when I look at this pencil, I don't see any of that drama. I'm seeing just bare bones pencil, man versus paper. And you're seeing the start of a new era of Garbage Pail Kids. I could argue this is the best thing I own. This is the last piece. I noticed he threw in some extra shit in the back. I have no idea what it is, but this is the last thing I bought in this one little deal. Here we come to even more fucking writing. This is one of the most disturbing and vile Garbage Pail Kids ever created. It was never published, and when Chrome came out, they still refused to publish it. Because, you know, when Chrome came out, they started doing like lost GPKs, and they started not reissuing, but like bringing back ones that missed the cut the first time. This one has missed every... They will not print this because you're seeing a kid fixing to get electrocuted by his father for not eating properly. This one joins the famous John Pound kid in the wheelchair who's being basically bounced off a diving board to his death. This joins the even sicker church window being busted out with a brick. Just... What is this? So I guess James had this. I did not know he was sending anything else. What's funny is I didn't even own this. This is what I'm talking. This just shows you my point. So when All New Series 1 was basically push out a lot of the OS 16 that we didn't release back in the day. But when they got that out of the way, when it got to all new Series 2, all the old baggage was out of the way. And they wanted to launch a new aesthetic. And if you look at those cards, they don't, a lot of them don't even look nothing like the old GPKs. That was the whole point. Because these guys were older, they were different, they were doing different things, they were working in Mad Magazine, they'd gone on to do other things, and they just wanted to do something new. They had a different art director, Jeff Zapata. And here you go. This is what I'm talking about. So, yeah, great. So nice to see that. And I'm not sure. This is just a brochure for dealers. And here's the sell sheet. Really rough shape. We got yellowing on the sides, staples, because this wasn't meant. You know, James is a real deal artist. He's not, you know, collecting this shit. He's getting to see his work, how it's being used. Probably his motivation. Here I see a fucking autograph that's one of the best autographs I've ever seen by him, with the date 2004. Is this a vintage Warhola autograph? An absolutely stunning autograph. Yeah, if I ever frame this, I think I'll frame it with this. Wow. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. That's all I got. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Russ Fan out.